Starting off at number 10, we have the chronic wasting disease virus, also known as the zombie deer disease, or as I like to call it, the Walking Dead virus. This rampant disease has already spread to 24 states in the US currently. The disease only affects hooved animals such as elk, reindeer, moose, and various other deer species. It wreaks havoc on the creature's brain and nervous system, infects the animal's body, and it wastes away as it rapidly loses weight. And eventually it will begin to stumble around confused and lifeless like some sort of undead creature, hence the name, the zombie virus. There's no known cure yet, and it is growing every day. Zombie deer disease hasn't yet spread to humans, but the CDC predicts that if it were to jump to people, it would most likely happen through the consumption of infected deer meat. The director of Center of Infectious Disease Research said she still doesn't know if there ever will be a transmission to humans, but there surely could be one in the future. Like, it's so unknown. So for goodness sake, stay healthy and don't eat any zombie Bambis. So if you see a zombie deer, don't try and eat it or anything like that. Coming in at with blood or other bodily fluid. not a wild one.
Starting off this countdown, we have cholera. So there have been 7 pandemics of cholera, but it is said that the worst and the deadliest pandemic was the 3rd one, which was from 1852 to 1860. This pandemic originated in India, spreading to Asia, Europe, North America, and then Africa. Cholera is often called the Blue Death, since infected individuals may turn bluish-gray in color from losing so much body fluid. So, cholera is a disease from a bacterial toxin that is produced in one's small intestines. It was discovered that cholera was linked to contaminated drinking water. During the 3rd pandemic, it killed 1 million individuals. To this day, it infects 1.3 to 4 million people worldwide. Moving on to number 9, we have malaria. Although malaria thrives in warmer tropical regions, it is still one of the world's most devastating pandemics. In fact, it infects 500 million people per year. So malaria is spread from infected mosquitoes. The mosquitoes end up transmitting the disease into the person's bloodstream. From then, it travels to the liver where it reproduces. Then it infects the red blood cells and infects the blood traveling to other organs. In 2010, around 219 million people were infected by the disease, and 660,000 died from it. Currently, it is said that 1 million people are killed from malaria every year. What's crazy is how a person with malaria may not have any symptoms for up to a month. In rare cases, it could take up to 4 years before they even become sick. We are now at number 8 with swine flu. So in 2009, swine flu, or H1N1, was all the concern. According to the Center for Disease Control, swine flu was first detected in the US before spreading around the world. Now, swine flu is caused by a type A influenza virus which causes respiratory diseases in pigs. From April 12, 2009 to April 10, 2010, there were 60.8 million cases of swine flu reported, and there is an estimate of 575,000 deaths. In our 7th spot, we have HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS was first identified in 1981 and ends up destroying a person's immune system. As a result, the person ends up dying from an opportunistic infection. Basically, an infection that takes advantage of the person's poor immune system, and as a result of their body, they can't fight it off. It is said that the peak of this pandemic was between 2005 to 2012. According to the World Health Organization, in 2005, more than 3 million people died from AIDS-related illnesses. Now, there is no cure for HIV. However, there are antiretroviral drugs that can decrease the amount of deaths and allow people to live relatively happy, normal lives. However, individuals in Africa are said to have it the worst from their limited health resources. According to the World Health Organization, more than 1 million adults and children die every year in Africa from HIV. Okay. Now, I'm sure you can all guess this next one. Coming in at number 6, we have the coronavirus. Of course, with everything that's going on in the world, I'm sure you expected this virus to be on the list. Now, I have this on the list because, in thought, it is scary. It just seemed to happen all so fast, like it appeared suddenly and now people are acting like it's the end of times. I think the main thing that makes this virus so scary is how the media sensationalizes it. The media is convincing you that you are in danger, like using titles like deadly virus, when in fact it's not deadly for most people. So everyone is out here fearing for their own health. It also seems scary when all these big events are cancelled, like festivals, concerts, and then the NBA, but they're all doing this for our safety to prevent the spread so that we can get rid of it faster. So there are around 134,000 people that are said to have it. Out of that, there were 4,965 deaths. But 68,898 individuals were cured. Whereas most of the viruses or diseases on this list don't have a cure or have killed millions. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with SARS. So SARS is short for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome. It first started in 2002 in China, and from there it spread to 37 countries through air travel. So SARS is caused from a strain of coronavirus that spread from mammals to humans. It's an airborne virus that spread very quickly through unsuspected travelers. It infected 8,000 people worldwide, 800 of which died as a result. After getting SARS, people developed pneumonia, which can lead to respiratory failure. Other people had heart or liver failure as a result, but that one was less common. Now, it is said that the 2003 SARS pandemic was more deadly than the current coronavirus going around. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu began in the Northern Hemisphere in 1918 and is regarded as the largest influenza pandemic in history. So this flu was first recorded in Europe, the US, and then parts of Asia before spreading worldwide. It even managed to reach remote places like the Alaskan wilderness and Samoa. People that got infected ended up getting a deadly form of pneumonia. As a result, their skin would turn blue and they would suffocate from the fluid filling in their lungs. It is said that the Spanish flu may have killed as many as 25 to 50 million people. Now, why was it called the Spanish flu? It didn't originate from Spain, so why was it named that? Well, during World War I, Spain remained neutral. As a result, they didn't suffer from a media blackout like all the other countries. This allowed them to freely report on this pandemic, making others believe that Spain was the most affected area, giving it the name the Spanish flu. In our third spot, we have the Antonine Plague. The Antonine Plague, otherwise known as the Plague of Galen, was a pandemic that affected Asia, Egypt, Greece, and Italy. Now, the true cause of this plague is unknown, but it's theorized that it may have derived from smallpox. It is said that in 165 AD, Roman soldiers brought this plague back with them from Mesopotamia. Then their trading ships traveled around and spread the disease. This disease ended up killing over 5 million people. Coming in at number 2, we have the Justinian Plague. This plague is referred to as one of the deadliest plagues in history. It is also said to be the first pandemic recorded in history. This plague began in 541 AD and was named after the emperor of the time, Justinian. The plague started in Egypt and went to other continents from infested traveling merchant ships. It spread across Asia, North Africa, Arabia, and Europe. In fact, this plague and the Black Death are both caused from the same bacteria and were both spread by rodents and fleas. The Justinian Plague was said to have killed between 30 to 50 million people, which at the time was equivalent to half of the world's population. Symptoms from this plague were black pus-filled blisters, fevers, and sometimes the infected individual would fall into a coma before passing away. And in our number 1 spot, we have the Black Death, otherwise known as the Black Plague. I'm sure a lot of you have learned about this in high school history class. So the Black Plague struck in the 14th century and caused Europe to suffer the most. It is said that it first arrived in Europe after 12 ships docked at the Sicilian ports. Many of the crew on the ships were dead, others were covered in black boils. This plague was so contagious that the mere touching of clothes was said to spread it. As a result, it is said that half of Europe's population died in a span of 4 years. The total death toll of this plague is theorized to be around 75 million. Other people think that it killed up to 200 million individuals. Basically, this plague was spread from rodents like rats that were infected with this bacteria. People infected by the plague would have their neck, armpits, and thighs swell and turn black. They would typically die within 12 hours of being infected. The Black Plague is still regarded as the worst catastrophe in human history.
At number 10, we have the Black Plague. I'm going to start off this list with a heavy hitter. I figured this one is perfect for number 10 because it was extremely deadly, but now we rarely see cases of the Black Plague running around. It hit the hardest back in the 1300s when it took out 50 million people in Europe. That was the most devastating blow, and most people thought that it stopped there, but there's a lot of evidence that shows the Great Plague of London was the same plague coming back to kill more people. All of you at home probably think, oh, we will never see it again. That disease is from a forgotten time. But I will let you know that there are still cases of this deadly disease popping up. 2 people in Colorado died from the Black Plague back in 2015. And there's still places called plague reservoirs. These are spots where the plague flourishes because of the conditions. There are spots throughout Asia that are infested with rats, and many of these rodents still carry the plague. Now, if an outbreak happened, the good news is that we could stop it very quickly with antibiotics. At number 9, we have smallpox. Here's another one that was extremely deadly. Good news is it seems that we have completely killed it. The last case of smallpox was back in the 1980s. The World Health Organization put together a massive movement to make sure that everyone in the world was getting their smallpox vaccine. And with their help, we no longer have to worry about it. But while it was around, it was a devastating killer. It's estimated that 1 out of every 3 people who were infected with this horrible disease died from it. This killer was a deadly threat as recent as 1975. It was killing numbers of people in Bangladesh. There was a hospital that reported 46% of people who caught the disease died from it. At number 8, we have the flu. Now, this is something you don't really think about. You get a flu shot, you feel better, and that's that. Well, that's not all there is to it. It turns out the flu is still responsible for killing thousands of people every year. This is why scares with swine flu and bird flu were making headlines. It's been a while since we've had a big one like the Spanish flu, which killed somewhere around 50 million people, but the flu still kills somewhere between 250,000 to 500,000 people globally. So make sure you get that flu shot, or don't. I'm not your dad, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Just don't touch me. I'm not into people touching me right now. At number 7, we have Ebola. Now, Ebola isn't a major killer. We haven't seen a lot of cases of this sickness, but when it does break out, it goes hard. There is no known cure for this disease, and it takes out almost everyone infected by it. Some studies have shown that 90% of people infected by Ebola die from it. This disease can transfer in multiple ways, but mostly through touch, and those who get infected will know within 9 to 10 days. There have been some crazy cases where the virus has spread through sex, but chances of you getting Ebola and feeling good enough to have sex are pretty slim. The origin has never been determined, but it's thought that it might come through bats. Also, something very scary about this disease is that it can still be present in dead flesh. It's almost like a zombie sickness or something of that nature. In extreme cases of Ebola, people will bleed from their eyes, ears, and even have large amounts of blood in their stool. At number 6, we have diabetes, a very scary disease that is on the rise around the world. We are seeing more and more people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, if you don't know the difference, type 1 is when you're born with diabetes, and type 2 is when you develop diabetes. The cause can be a lot of things, but it's normally linked back to people treating their bodies poorly through diet and not exercising enough. It's also been shown that people who live in poor neighborhoods have a higher chance of catching diabetes. This is most likely because they don't have the funds to access healthy foods, and there's also an education factor of not knowing what foods are actually good for you. At number 5, we have rabies. Once again, not a super common disease, but I put it on this list because I'm personally afraid of it. This has to be the closest thing we have to a zombie virus. When you have it, you will start with a light fever, maybe have some stomach pains, and then it will progress. You will start to get itchy all over your body, you can have hallucinations, and become extremely aggressive. And it can transfer from an animal to a person through a bite. If this thing mutated, it could be the end of the world as we know it. But don't forget, that's just the doomsday prepper in me. You can get a rabies vaccine that will completely protect you from it, and if you think you've been bitten by an animal who has rabies and you get the vaccine right away, you should be fine. But on record, there are less than 10 people who have contracted rabies, started showing symptoms, and survived. So that's a little bit freaky. At number 4, we have Alzheimer's. For me, this is the scariest one of all of them. It is not the number 1 killer, but it is still very high. In 2015, there were 1.5 million people who died from this horrible disease. It scares me because of how it kills you. It starts with loss of memory, and for sure, a lot of us forget things sometimes, but then it progresses until you lose control of your motor functions, and then you cannot use your own body anymore. Also, something I learned about Alzheimer's is that women are at higher risk. 2 out of 3 cases of Alzheimer's are women, and there are a lot of research that shows this is linked to menopause. The drastic change in your hormones has a very strong effect on your brain, and if you're not taking care of your brain, this can lead to this disease. The good news is that Alzheimer's seems to be linked to lifestyle. A long life of eating healthy, reducing sugar and inflammatory foods greatly reduces your chance of getting this disease. Also, friends and family play a big part. Research shows that regular engagement with friends and family helps create serotonin in the brain and can reduce your chances of getting Alzheimer's. At number 3, we have malaria. Malaria is an interesting one because it doesn't kill you from a virus, but a parasite. It's a parasite that will live inside bugs. It is most popular for piggybacking on mosquitoes, and through this relationship, when a mosquito bites you, it can pass the parasite into one of your blood cells and then will work its way into your liver. Then it will reproduce inside your liver and cause all sorts of medical problems from having your liver cells infected with this parasite multiple times. Thankfully, there have been huge advancements made in the fight against malaria, mostly through pesticides that have led to it being eradicated in the US. Now we just need to move on to other countries so we can save the world. At number 2, we have cancer. This one is one of the biggest killers globally. If we are breaking it down to lung cancer alone, it kills over 4 million people a year. There are a lot of different things that can increase your chances of getting cancer. I feel like I read an article every day about new things not to do or eat because they cause cancer. But there are some simple things you can do to make sure you reduce your risk. Controlled sun exposure is a huge thing. Try to get sun on your skin so you can get that healthy vitamin D, but do it in the morning when the sun rays aren't their strongest and have a less chance of harming your skin. If you're a smoker, well, quit smoking and try to stay away from chemical fumes if you can. And most important is diet. Carcinogenic foods are foods that cause cause cancer. Anything deep fried or processed, you better believe that they are carcinogenic and they will help cancer grow in your body. So avoid those foods and you will feel so much better and you will be so much safer. And for the number one spot, we have heart disease. This is the number one killer in America and something most people should be much more afraid of than COVID-19. The chances of heart disease killing an elderly person are way higher than COVID-19. Death from ischemic heart disease has been on the rise. In the year 2000, the worldwide deaths were at 6 million, and in 2015, they were at nearly 9 million. If changes are not made to the way people live, then there's a good chance we'll continue to see a rise. Now, there is good news. Heart disease, just like many of the top killers on this list, can be prevented just by living a healthier lifestyle. There is a ton of evidence that shows heart disease is a degenerative problem from years upon years of poor dietary choices. If you reduce your intake of inflammatory foods like white flour, alcohol, sugar, and deep fried fats, and increase your intake of healthy foods like leafy greens, grass-fed meats, and healthy fats like nuts and avocados, then you drastically reduce your chances of ever having a problem with heart disease in your life.